Okay, so we were going through the internet the other day and we came across this viral video of two girls, well, one was half Cuban, half white, and the other one was white, and they were talking about
So they were in high school.
they were in high school. They were talking about their experiences going to like a 60% black high school, and what I think was Florida. And the reason that the video was viral is because a lot of people labeled it as racist, prejudiced, all those words, I'm sure. We're going to have a link to the video on this page, so you'll be able to see it. But we just wanted to kind of, respond to the things that we saw in the video because they were very controversial,
Problematic.
contentious. We mean racist. But we noticed that a lot of people were answering the video with telling the girl that, she was like a cunt, like calling the other girl, like who was a little bit more heavyset, fat, and
using tons of racial slurs.
Yeah, racial slurs,
so
like
unnecessary.
Calling the girl who was half Cuban a Spic, which is actually a slur for Mexican people. But yeah, we kind of thought that was ironic because the very people who were calling her ignorant were using an ignorant way to try to correct her behavior.
But she turned around and used the same sort of racial slurs for another group of people. So in the same way, she was just kind of being redundant and not taking her own advice.
And what we mean by that is she specifically referred to black people as niggers.
Niggers. There's niggers. Are niggers.
Niggers. And what she was saying is not all black people are niggers, but there's black people, and then there's niggers, and that depends on, how you act. Basically, she was saying, like, when you take advantage of welfare, you're a nigger. Or when you don't speak, basically eloquently or white vernacular, what she described as eligible.
We are talking normal. We talk with very eligible. Is that the right word?
You're a nigger. And we just obviously found a huge problem with this. I mean, first and foremost, we want to say that everyone has the right to express their opinions, always. God bless America. They always have the right to express what they want to say, but if you expect your opinion to be respected, or for people to take you, like, seriously in any kind of way, you have to, be respectful to other people. Present your idea in a way that's respectful to other people. And I personally, as a black person, feel disrespected. So that's like our first area of contention.
So we wanted to address how this girl was saying that people who don't speak in the standard English are less. What am I saying? I need to
They're less, like, she was kind of saying that because they say things that she couldn't understand or in a way that they couldn't understand, she basically kind of broke out in ebonics in the middle of her video.
I'm finna go down to the store, man. I gotta buy this thing. Oh, girl. Oh, man. Tyrone.
But who's to say that the way that they're speaking is wrong? They're speaking the way that they know how to speak. And just because they don't speak like a white person makes them
stupid.
Or uneducated or ignorant.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, that might be the case, but who is she to say that that's the right way to do things?
Another way we looked at this is that's like a very ethnocentric idea, and if you're not sure what we mean by ethnocentric is basically taking what you know about your own culture and trying to apply it to other people in their own culture. We all know that black people and white people, even though, we're all human beings, everyone has different cultures. Everyone comes from a different place and has a different idea of what's correct and what's not. And culture can even apply to, like, your socioeconomic status. For instance, they might look at us and be like, well, she also said this in her video that, which we talked about earlier, the difference between, like, a black people and a nigger. Well, they're not niggers because they talk like white people. Well, no, you're basically denying me my identity as a black person by saying that I'm correct because I speak like a white person. No, I speak like a black person, but because of my socioeconomic status, I was able to get, like, a really good education. I grew up in a more affluent area, but that doesn't make me any less black. I'm still black. I still call myself black. I'm an African American person. I'm a black person. And if you're going to call other people of my same racial background a nigger, then that makes me a nigger too, so I don't appreciate that. But yeah, this whole idea of ethnocentrism, like, you have to be like white people, you have to talk like them, walk like them, act like them, if you want to be deemed, acceptable, is ridiculous. That comes from a huge place of intolerance, and that's one of the main problems that we, encountered with this video, that she just expected these black people to try to imitate white people. Well, why? Why should we? We have our own culture, and some things that white people and black people do are like shared. It's a shared culture because we're all Americans. But generally speaking, America, the country, is built on white ethnocentric ideals. Standards, correct ways of living are, manufactured by white people. So that was like another place we were like.
And as people of color, we've had to accept that from the very beginning.
But that doesn't mean that we have to, abide by those rules. Some people say, if you want to win, then you have to play the system. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can discriminate against people who choose not to. It's a choice. Mm-hmm. And she made the choice that she wanted to live by white ideals because she's, if I remember correctly, half Cuban, yeah. Right? So by her even, saying that this is the way that you should leave, she's denying herself her Cuban culture in a way, but she has the right to do that. She can make that choice and say, I want to deny myself this part of my identity and only live up to this side. But she doesn't really have the right to do that to others or put that upon others or discriminate against others because they're not doing the same thing. Again, that comes from a place of intolerance. Let's see, what else? Another thing that we wanted to talk about was the fact that people from all different kinds of backgrounds, ethnic, socioeconomic, basically any kind of like diverse people can do any of the things that she named as irritating to her. The fact that, they don't seem to graduate and they don't
children.
Yeah, they have children and are using welfare to live. All of those kinds of things are, I guess, crimes, you could say, are committed by people of all ethnic, socioeconomic backgrounds.
Not just black people.
Exactly. It's not just black people. It will never only be black people. She did specifically say that, I'm talking about in my place, in my area, but you have to understand that when you're putting something on YouTube, it's going out to any and everyone who wants to view it. So people who are not from your area are going to see this, and possibly people from other countries are going to see this, and you're representing America. And when you're representing America, you need to make sure that what you're saying is 100% correct. And so, in a way, I guess I appreciate the fact that she said that this is talking about her specific high school, but that doesn't make it any less problematic.
At the same time, she's lived in this area her whole life. She hasn't seen the world outside of where she lives. So when she goes to college, if she ends up doing that, she's going to see a whole different side of how black people operate on a daily basis. She talked about her best friend who was dark or whatever, and he acts like a white person. He perpetuates the whole white standard. And she said that that was okay. Okay for who? Like, why is that acceptable? Right. Why is he's denying his culture?
Right. And like we said, people can make that choice. And I think that it was his responsibility to say to her, if she ever, I don't know if she had ever actually said this to him, if she wanted to say, oh, you act white, you're just like us. It was his responsibility to say, I don't act like, or maybe he does. He might act white, and maybe that is exactly what he's doing. But I think that, for me personally as a black person, when people tell me that I act white, I definitely correct them because I don't act like a white person. I act like me. And lo and behold, oh my goodness, black people have sense too.
I mean, it's just the same thing as when a black person or a white person will say like, "Oh, she's cool for a black girl."
Yeah.
Like, no.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm cool for me. I'm cool for who I am. I'm cool for
as a human being.
Yeah. Yeah. Not because I'm closer to being white than any other black person.
Right. So we hope that you guys understood everything that we were trying to say.
By the way, I'm Austin.
I'm Tony.
And we have our own blog. It's VeritasIVV.wordpress.com. So check us out.
The link is out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have tons more issues that are kind of like these. So yeah, check it out.